Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Rich Woman Rising podcast. I'm your host, Eloise Tomkins, and I'm a money mindset coach and psychologist. And I am obsessed with helping women let go of the fear so that they can make more money in their business without hustling harder, without working 80 hours a week, without taking on more clients, so that you can actually, enjoy your life. Enjoy the lifestyle that you want to create for yourself. Because why not? We only get one life. Like, let's fucking enjoy it, right? But are you enjoying your life? Are you enjoying your business? Are you enjoying the money that's coming in? Or are you feeling a little bit frazzled, a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit anxious, a little bit worried that there's not enough? Because if that is you, I want to share something with you. It doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. And I know that can be a really hard truth to hear. And I share that because I know I was there. That used to be me. I used to think, oh my gosh, there's not another possibility of how I can live my life. There can't be a way that I can live my life in a way where it feels fun, where it feels joyful, and I'm getting money. Lots of it, to live life in the way that I want to be able to live it. But it is possible. And I know this because I see my clients living that life. I see women creating their dream lifestyle, their dream incomes. It is possible. And what I want to put the question to you is, what does your dream life look like? Because I think it's a question, when I ask this question for people, it's really interesting what tends to come up. Because, and I wonder if this has happened to you as you're listening, because what I find is that when we think about our dream life, we let ourselves go a little bit of the way. And then it's almost like a fishing rod. It's like yanking us back and saying, oh, no, don't go that far down your dream. So I want to invite you to explore your dream life today and what that looks like for you. And that can be anything. Your dream life can be whatever you want it to be. And I just want you to kind of like put aside for the moment any of those thoughts that are going to pop in, because they're going to pop in. They're going to be really annoying and they're going to be like, oh no, don't do that. Don't think that. Don't say that. Oh, but yeah, okay, cool. Let's just notice those thoughts as they kind of creep in, because they're going to probably be quite loud and almost familiar. Because I would guess, if you're anything like a lot of women, those thoughts stop us from really thinking about what it is that we want. Because those yeah buts, or oh, what if, or I should, or I can't do that, that's not possible for me, all of those thoughts like to creep in. So I just want to notice that, pop those to the side. And if they creep in again, just kind of let them be there. Like let them be there. Let them kind of peek over the edge and be like, oh, okay, yep, cool. We don't want to get rid of them. We just want them to be there. They can kind of peek over and keep us company while you allow yourself to dream big, even bigger. What else? What is it that you really, really want? And I want you to be specific. I don't want you to be like, I want financial freedom. Great. But what does that look like for you? So for me, for example, my dream life is to have a home in a city, Melbourne, with a backyard and a pool. I want to be driving a, it kind of fluctuates. Sometimes it's a Mercedes, sometimes it's a Range Rover, it depends. One of those cars. And I want to be able to travel business class on an overseas holiday once a year. And I want to be able to take time away from my business without me needing to be present in my business for my business to run for at least, long term. Ideally, I would like that to be 2 or 3 months out of the year. So that's my dream life. I sometimes think I want the backyard more so for my dog than for myself. I think what's going to give my dog the best life. But if I was thinking about my dog and his perspective, he would probably want an even bigger backyard. So, maybe it's a little bit my dog, maybe it's a little bit me. And when you think about your dream life and when you allow yourself to really go there, who are you? Who is that person? Is it the you that you are today? Or does it feel like that person is somebody different? How familiar does that person feel who has your dream life? Do they feel like they're you? Or does it almost feel as though that person is somebody else living a life that you're not even sure can be yours? Because when I think about my dream life, I feel pretty connected to that person, that version of me. And I can kind of see the steps that I need to take to get there. But that's me. Not everyone is going to experience that. There is going to be people out there, you might be one of them, where you're like, wow, I actually don't even feel connected to that future me at all. I don't feel connected to that dream. And I'm curious about that because if you are feeling a little bit disconnected from that future version of you, what is it that that person has or is doing or is thinking or is feeling that is different from where you're currently at right now? How far in the future is that version of you? Is that version of you in the future 10 years from now? Is it 1 year from now? Is it 6 months from now? And we're not going to know that for certain because we don't know when those goals are going to happen for you. What's your sense of that, though? The other thing that I want you to think about when thinking about your dream life is, what do you need to let go of? Because there's often things that we need to let go of in order to reach our goals. And it's interesting because when I think about what I have had to let go of, there has been so much that I wasn't even expecting to let go of. I've had to let go of friendships. I've had to let go of family. I've had to let go of parts of my identity that had been really strong and present in my life for many years. In fact, my spiritual counselor said to me recently, Ellie, it's okay to let go of trauma. It's okay to let go of that identity if that no longer serves you. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I can give myself permission to let go of that. And I didn't even realize that I was holding on to it. I didn't consciously realize that that was something that I was holding on to. And those are things that we need to let go of if we want to actually reach our dream goals. Because what I can tell you with absolute certainty is you're not going to reach your goals if you don't let go of some stuff. Because, and I fucking love and hate this saying, what got you here is not going to get you there. So what is it that your future goal is doing, or your future self doing in your dream life, that you need to let go of in the here and now? Because that's going to be a really important message for you. And maybe it means that you've got to let go of shit that's not serving you. Maybe it's people that are holding you back, people that aren't supporting you. Maybe you're talking about your business and your financial goals to family who don't get it. And I'm not saying ditch your family. I'm certainly not saying that. Although in some cases, that can be really valid. You will have to be the judge on that. Maybe it's about finding a tribe of people who will support your financial goals, who will be like, cool, you want to create 7 figures in your business? Awesome. Of course you can do that. Paris Hilton said to her grandfather, I was reading her book recently, and she said to her grandfather, I want to make $100 million. And her grandfather said, yep, you can absolutely do that. And I was thinking as I was reading that, if I ever said that to my dad, he would like just think I was crazy. So find people who are going to support you in reaching your dream goal. And the other question to ask yourself is, what will it mean to give up those things? What will it mean for you to let go of some of those parts of yourself or some of those things in order for you to actually achieve your goals? Because, and this is a harsh truth that people don't often like to hear, we like to hold on to things that are familiar because they're comfortable, even if that actually means it gets in the way of us achieving our goals or reaching our goals. And a lot of the times, that's one of the reasons why we don't get to our goal, is because, well, that thing that feels really comfortable and familiar is in a way safe than going for something that feels uncertain. And that can actually be a benefit of us staying the same. And again, it's not things that we're consciously aware of. There's so much going on underneath the surface. And that's why it's really powerful to have an opportunity to ask yourself some of these questions that really dive deep so that you can begin to understand what it is that's actually holding you back from that dream life, from that amazing reality that you have already visualized in your mind. And once it's visualized in your mind, the wild thing about your brain is your brain doesn't know fact from fiction. So it doesn't know that it's just something that you made up in your mind. It can't distinguish that or something real. So the fact that you have been able to visualize it means that your brain thinks it's already happened. So you can actually create that reality if you really want it. And if you're prepared to do the work to get yourself from here to there. Which brings me to the final question that I really want you to think about, which is, who do you have to become to really step into that dream life? Who do you need to become? And this is something that my coach and I talk about all the time, particularly when I'm having a moment where I'm like, oh, in panic mode, and my emotional brain kicks in and I have a panic and I'm like, oh, nothing's working. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. What's wrong with me? Maybe I should just like go get a job again. And then like the next day I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Now I've gone past that and now we're good again. Who do you need to be in order to really step into that dream life? Because one of the things that has been so powerful for me is, even though I'm not at my goal completely, not where I completely want to be, I make decisions in my business based on being that person. And that's why the gap between me and that person and in my dream life is closing. Because whenever I make a business decision, I can never say the word decision. There's too many syllables and my mouth does not like it. Whenever I need to make a decision in my business, I try and take a moment to breathe in and to really step into my future self in my dream life. Because when I step into that energy, I can think, okay, what kinds of decisions is that person making who has achieved all of those goals? And when I do that, holy moly, the decision that I make today becomes very different from the decision that I would have made had I have not given myself the opportunity to step into my dream life and my future self, and the decision that the future self, who's already achieved all of those goals, made. I love talking about the future self because I think that it's really powerful to think about not only where you are, but also where you want to be. what you need to let go of, and who you need to become. And I also want to encourage you to be honest, because sometimes the things that we need to let go of are things that, yeah, maybe it's hard to consider letting go of them. It's funny because I remember I was talking with an entrepreneur a while back, and she was commenting on some of the things that I was posting on my socials. And I remember she said to me, Ellie, if I ever worked with you, I would be so worried that me and my husband would end up getting a divorce. And I didn't tell her this, but I had a little giggle internally, because it kind of just shows that dream life of what she truly wanted, but was scared. And in order for her to achieve her dream life, it might mean the end of a relationship. And for some people, and maybe for you, you might be like, oh, my dream of whatever it is that you have for yourself is not worth losing my relationship, or whatever it is. And you know what? That's okay. That's so fine. You get to make those choices in your life. At the end of the day, though, they're choices. And if you're making a choice to stay in a situation that means that you're replaying patterns because they're familiar, and are then going to end up resentful later down the line because you didn't reach your goals, that would kind of suck. And I'd really hope that that's not the case. And if you're making a decision because it feels right for you, great. More power to you. I think as long as we're coming at this, though, from the place of we do have agency, we do have control. But sometimes choices and making really difficult decisions can be really hard and uncomfortable. And sometimes our subconscious wants to just keep us so safe that it will just keep replaying out those patterns, even though that's not what we really want. So my hope for you for this episode is that it's really got you thinking about what you want your dream life to look like, and how to step into that version of yourself who's already there, so that you can make those decisions in the here and now. Because I tell you what, that has been one of the most powerful things for me in helping me build and grow my business. And of course, it doesn't always work. Like, there are some days where I'm just like, fuck this, and that's normal. But when you're able to do that more often than not, I tell you what, the power is incredible. So super excited to have shared that with you. And this is, I don't want to say it's not exactly like the Millionaire Mindset Academy, because we certainly go into things much more deeply in the academy. But if you enjoyed this, then you will love the Millionaire Mindset Academy, because this is the kind of stuff that we really dive into the academy, where you're able to really transform your relationship with money so that you can heal the fear around money. You can really understand what your subconscious blocks are. You can identify your money triggers. And not only that, but you transform them, you change them, you shift them, so that you can have a healthier relationship with money, so that you can get in touch with your future self, so that you can connect with your goals and your visions much more easily. So if you liked this, then I really recommend that you check out the academy, because it will be absolutely amazing for you. I'll pop the link to the academy in the show notes for you. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. But I will be back next week with another episode for you, where we're going to continue to discuss money, mindset, psychology, subconscious blocks, and all of that fun stuff. So I will look forward to chatting with you then. Bye.